How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to the Enclave, South Africa's premier firearms education channel. So today we have a very exciting video because we get to do an unboxing and review of this, the Canik TP9 SFX Whiteout Edition. Honestly, one of the nicest and certainly more unique Canik firearms in the lineup. Quite a few of their things look quite similar. This is definitely not something I've seen too often out on the range. So without much further ado, let us switch to the desk view and we will do a proper unboxing and review of this lovely pistol. Okay, and here we are, back at the desk view with the Canik SFX Whiteout. So, as we open the box, first thing you will see is your little information packet. This will have your instruction manual, disassembly instructions, etc. all included in here. This is actually quite a small packet in comparison to if you guys saw the Rival video. The Rival obviously came with a bunch more stuff in here. But anyways, that is your information. We have a ball brush, plastic bristles, which I actually prefer. Anyways, we'll get into videos on why I prefer that at a later date. We have a ball rod or a barrel rod, also cleaning rod, I guess, whatever you want to call it. It has multiple purposes, obviously removing stuck rounds from the barrel and or cleaning the barrel when using a flannel cloth. Also included is a back strap. There are many different sizes available at Canik. One of the best things about the Canik series, we have 4 optics plates included, pretty much running any optic available on the market. Yeah, pretty much every optic will be available with those plates. No extra purchase, no nothing. Always included with every Canik, which to me is an automatic seller. When I was initially looking at Glocks back in the day, and they came out with their MOS system, only a very select few models come with plates. All the rest you had to buy them, and then again you had to buy all 4 plates like this. Glock sells a little blister pack sort of thing with 4 plates in it, and you're only ever going to use one, most likely. But anyways, another reason Canik is better than Glock, I will always say that. So we get down to the nitty gritty, the fun and exciting, all the good. So we obviously have the firearm. We have included an adjustable, you can move these clips, inside or outside the waistband holster, apparently. Yeah, so you can obviously put the clips on the outside, wear it inside the waistband, or have the clips on the inside, wear it outside the waistband. If that makes sense. I don't know how comfortable it would be as an inside the waistband holster, but that is what it is. It does come with one, as do all Caniks. So you don't really have to stress until you get your custom holsters and things made. You will have that. So we obviously have the beautiful firearm. This will show up on camera as sort of white. And with the name like Whiteout, people will think that it is actually white, when in actual fact it's not. It is, I would call it glacier blue, which is basically white with an ever so slight bit of blue in it. But yeah, anyways, we have the firearm. I'm just going to set that back there for now. Included, we also have a little quality control tag. It was in the box, so I figured I'd leave it in the box and you guys could see it. Included, we also have a toolkit. Not as nice as the one that came in the rival, but if I can reach it, there is a fix for that. You can just purchase one from Canik for 200 Rand, like $15, $10, I don't know what the dollar rate is. But yeah, so I have two of these. I got one with the rival that came with it, and then bought one separately. So in theory, this is the new toolkit for this gun, but that is sold separately. So we will just put that off to the side. Actually included is this bare bones toolkit. Well, bare bones looking toolkit, I suppose. Which includes your charging handle, which is the little black piece down there that connects to your optics plates. So you get an included charging handle. You can pretty much run these guns in open with what comes in the box, which I think is quite nice. You get a bunch of spare screws, you get spare fiber optics, a spare green and a spare red. Hopefully you can see that. And these are actually so long that if you cut them in half, which you in theory have to do to fit them in the sight post, you actually have 4 replacements there. So you have 2 green and 2 red, just because of the length of them. So that is your toolkit. You will also be receiving 2 18-round Canik magazines with a +2 extension. So these are going to hold 20 rounds. Other magazine extensions are available. Yeah, so it will come with 2 magazines and also your speed loader. For those of you who do not know how these work, I can quickly just demonstrate. So you basically have your magazine, put this on top, you push your round down, slip this in, and then just push it back. There we go, you've got your round loaded. Can be easier for people with reduced mobility. We'll do a video on this on its own, showing people how to use them. And also, don't judge me that I'm sitting with this like this in the box. I understand that it's compressing the magazine spring, but the magazine is like barely full. And it's also only for the purposes of this review. This gun actually doesn't sit in this box. It is a carry firearm. So it is out in the open every day. So yeah, anyways, what else is there? That is pretty much what's included in the box. I guess what we could do is close all this up and get a better look at the firearm. So I will be putting the full 100% correct information on the screen right here. We have a 5.2-inch barrel. That is, as you can see there, very nice trigger. Not as nice as the rival, but not bad. From what I could tell, it's got about a 3-pound, 1.5 kilo trigger. Maybe a little more, maybe 2 kilos, but you know, very minimal. Reset is 3 millimeters from what I've come to learn. So from the break back to the reset is only about 3 millimeters. I don't know what that is in Americanese. It's probably like 1/1 millionth of an inch or something. I don't know. 72 47 thousandths of an inch. I'm not sure how you guys work. I will do my best to put Americanese numbers where I can, but just off the top of my head, the conversions are not going to be perfect every time. There are some conversions I could do perfectly, but yeah, what 3mm is, I honestly couldn't tell you. But honestly, impeccable triggers. As far as I know, the actual trigger assembly within the TP9 SFX is extremely similar to the rival, if not identical to the rival. So what you're going to be feeling, other than your trigger pull or your trigger feel, like your actual face, is pretty similar. You have very similar levels of creep. This has, I guess, a little bit of extra creep. Well, it's got pre-travel, then a little bit of creep, and then you hit the defined wall, and then it breaks. So yeah, very interesting. Because like I say, when you look at the internals, there is very little to no difference between them, and yet this trigger does feel quite a bit different. It would be interesting to put the flat face trigger on here and see how that changes things. But yeah, included, you also get a couple different size magazine releases. You get a small, medium, and a large. This is the large one. So, I mean, this thing is quite a serious button. You're not going to miss this thing. Now, I actually haven't found any issues with accidentally pushing any of the large buttons. So, there is that as well. But yeah, as you can see, optics cut. With this particular model, this one in my hands, the tolerances on the mounting plate are very tight. So I actually have to take the slide off. Hell, I could actually show you quickly. So you take the slide off and you use those holes there to actually push the sight block out. Not ideal, I won't deny, but yeah, anyway, so that is not ideal. The rival's sight post or sight block or whatever just pops right off. But yeah, anyways, so as I stated before, we have fiber optic front sights. What I did not state before is that we have Warren Tactical rear sight. The sight picture is actually quite nice on this firearm, I won't lie. Quite nice, quite easy to pick up your sight picture, quite easy to, reattain sight picture. Sorry, I'm doing this with my left hand, but yeah, quite a beautiful sight picture, quite a nice long sight radius. So yeah, very accurate, very comfortable to hold, and yeah, we will be putting in some footage somewhere here, and yeah, that will be the shooting of this particular firearm. And then, yeah, I will have to do some voiceover on that. But for this segment, we are done. Thank you so much for watching the Canik SFX Whiteout unboxing. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is actually, in theory, the first gun unboxing that I'm doing, so I do apologize if it was a bit rusty. We will improve in the future, I promise. But yeah, definitely an incredible firearm, incredible choice. Many, many, many modifications available. Great trigger. Incredible recoil impulse as well. So, yeah.
So yeah, if you guys have more time, check out another video here on the side. And if not, peace out.